you have
Y'all get out. Oh, yeah. My son is, actually, he's also a friend, so he either did graphics and press. I had, yeah, and I'm just intern,
Pretty good so far.
and it was necessary.
I don't know, actually, you know, it's been looking busy.
Yeah. We had another training, one time a week. Because it was easier.
We're ready, I'm gonna let Kristen go through that application thing just real quick up front. All right. We're gonna let her go.
Tommy said he might not be able to. Okay, let's go ahead and get started.
So, first off, we'll start, Kristen is gonna go over what staff has been doing on the application, just to give you kind of an idea of where we are on that. She's just gonna run through an application, board and commission application entry. It will be linked, so Kristen, go ahead and pull it up. What she pulls up will be linked from where on our present website it says, you know, apply, and now it goes to a form. Well, what'll happen is it'll go to that. And so, and in there, if you'll scroll down a little bit, Kristen, you'll see the ones that are available to, for which you can apply. So,
That are active.
which the ones that are active.
Okay.
Yeah, so right now we have two, the Auburn Downtown Redevelopment Authority and Board of Education. So, Kristen, if you want to just run through a quick, and there are basically two parts that she's going to run through. The first part is if you're the first one, if this is the first time that you're applying, because you're going to have to do some extra work the first time, but then as you apply for other boards and commissions, all that information is saved so you don't have to repeat it. Okay, go ahead.
Excellent. Good afternoon, everyone. So when they first click on it, it will show all the details of the announcement. One of the benefits of the system is that support. And anytime they have trouble, they can call that number. They operate it just about 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They do close on holidays, but they're usually there. So we're going to create an account. So I'm just going to.
If you already had an account, you would just log in. You wouldn't have to create an account. So creating the account the first time takes a little bit of time. So if you go back where it says import the resume, if you import a resume at that point, it'll fill in a lot of this information for you, your name, some of the other stuff that it'll glean from the resume.
But it does not attach it to the job
It
application.
doesn't attach it to the job application.
Does it tell the applicant that on the previous page?
No, but I'll show you, Kelly, where you're going to review what you're submitting twice, really. So they would see there's no resume submitted.
The left-hand side of the screen is sort of like the guide that's showing the process. notice that it doesn't require you to fill out driver's license information. It says, asks you if you have to say whether you have one or not, but it doesn't require you to fill it out.
And again, at any time, you can edit what you've put in. So here's where candidates have the ability to upload any certificates or license, add special skills they want you to see, if they speak a language, any supplemental information they want you to know, references that they want to give you, and this is where they can attach any actual documentation.
You can attach your resume there.
Absolutely. Certificates, anything like that. Cover letter. These are the questions that we set up internally that we can ask, and it is on a per job or per board or commission posting. So we can customize it depending on what's required for that specific position.
And some of those questions were some of the boards that require certain things that you have to be, like either an engineer or an architect or whatever. We'd ask, are you that? So that they are self-selecting, I guess, or helping you select.
So this is where the candidates will review everything. Language that goes along with their application that they're certifying. You can see the separate acknowledgement for service on boards and commissions.
That says.
It basically says that what they've told you is true, and they're certifying that they're not lying to you.
That's it. I've just applied.
And then an email is sent to them saying that the application has been received.
And then we will package all those
When we get them all,
applications.
we will package them and send them to
The
you.
council as a whole.
Yes.
And now,
After the deadline.
After the deadline, yes.
So you'll get a single PDF
With all of
with
them.
all of the applications, all of their attachments.
So it prints out the application, it prints out any attachments that they, as part of that, and it's one big long document.
So no longer do they have to download the PDF, fill in the PDF, or write in the PDF, scan it, email it, send it back. All goes.
So all goes in there and it's all kept in there. And so like, if they, let's say they applied for whatever one you had them apply for and you didn't give it to them. So come another, they want to apply again, you don't just show a real quick,
They just decide to apply for all of them that are active.
because they already have an account now. So now, all they have to do is log in.
well, it's logged
And
in,
you're
but
already
yes,
logged in.
yes, sir.
But you log in, and this is where you come to everything that's already there. Now, you can edit anything that's been changed. So if you haven't applied for a while and you moved or whatever, you can edit that information.
Two opportunities to edit it.
Now, where did you come from the front page? I didn't missed it.
So here we are on the front page.
So that
No,
will
no,
link.
I'm talking about from the website.
The city homepage.
That'll be the City of Auburn website.
And then
Like right
she-
now where you click
she
on
went to-
apply, right
Oh,
now
okay.
on our, right now it goes to a form that you have to download and fill out. When you hit that apply, it'll go to that.
Oh, okay.
Is it in the search engine, or you can just type in boards and commissions and have the application come up?
You can type that website exactly and have that application come up. Is that what you said?
No, I'm talking about,
If you Google it.
John Q. Public goes to the Auburn website and wants to find this.
They click on it, on that link where it says, yes. Go to the Auburn website,
Yeah, the front page.
where we apply.
I'm challenged on finding things on our website. Okay.
Government, Jim?
Oh, good.
And then is it under city council?
Hopefully it's
She's
under
on
boards and commissions.
Under boards and commissions.
Forgive me, I won't find it.
Oh,
Right there?
yeah. Now, it'll say something different, but if you click on that, instead of going there to that,
It'll go to the,
it'll go,
because that's not active yet.
it's not there.
No. Could we put it up at the top so we don't have to scroll down to look for it, like apply, like,
We
so
could
that it's very.
Go back to the, just go back to the page. Yeah, go back up.
Right there on that, like, apply.
So, yeah, somewhere here, or maybe, we'll have to look at that. I think we're limited to 4 up there. I don't think we can put 5. But yeah, we make it more prominent.
And at the top where it said, how do I,
And
we
we
scroll up a little bit.
I think that's, no, at the very top, to the right. How do I?
It'd be nice to have a link there
There
too.
could
How
be
do
a,
I say,
there could be a
apply
apply
for.
for boards and commissions. Click on that.
See what else is on there.
Apply.
Maybe there.
Over here, boards and commissions.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Add something there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, that's great.
And we'll make it happen and get it live and kind of play around with it.
On the lead-in page for each position, like this one was the school board there. Just click on either one of them, it's fine. Just, does it have somewhere there the mandatory requirements?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, you just scroll down.
Okay.
Does it have dates like deadline, appointment date, does it have that on there?
Yeah, whatever,
Closing?
yeah, we can put in the description, whatever.
Okay.
But up at the closing, can that be where the deadline date goes? Okay.
Yes.
So it's right up in the front.
Okay. And the 3 items that we said need to have additional weight, are they on all the applications? The resident, where we talked about last time, we said resident, no consecutive 2 terms, and currently serving on another board. We said that those would be heavily weighed when we consider any applicant. So that should be a check mark or somewhere in the application so that we are aware of that, so that we can.
If those are questions that the council wants to ask, we can ask them on all.
Yeah, I think that's.
Basically, you all have to come up with what you want us to
Well, we do
ask.
already ask if you're a resident, and we ask if
Well,
you
that
serve
was
on
on
board
this
or
one.
commission.
That was on this one. I said on all of them.
It can be, absolutely.
Right, we're just saying, you all have to tell us what to do.
Well, I thought that's what we did that whole last meeting we had on the subject. We said those are the 3 things that we would like to heavily weigh. So
So,
just like that on all applications.
so we can ask those questions, are you a resident, are you on another board?
Yes.
Are you know,
Okay.
have you been on there for more than 1 term, whatever question. we can
Is there any other supplemental questions or whatever that was?
Yes,
It's not
sir.
a requirement. And,
But they would be required to fill it out to get their application to go through. We don't want to leave that blank.
Right, all the little stars on them are required.
Good, okay.
and, some of the jobs, some of the positions require residency per the requirements.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them require to be registered elector for the requirements. So those specific questions will be asked.
Based on.
When it's in the list of requirements, those questions will be asked, so it'll be customized for that.
And you can kind of see it, we did that with the Board of Education. That last question is having them attest to the fact they meet all the requirements.
What is the paper alternative? Like,
I'm sorry?
for people, folks that don't use a computer, they wanna apply for board commissions, we have a paper alternative.
We don't have a paper alternative on this. What we've done with this is that we have the library, we have the Boise Community Center, we have, well, for our staff, we have the HR department. So we say someone will be there to help you fill it out.
Okay, so we've got someone that can assist if somebody doesn't have a computer. There's. Okay. Good. Could someone.
Is that easy to spell out, and we'd have that on there, we can understand that?
I just know that, when we do everything on Facebook, another one has Facebook.
Should we go to the front page of boards and commissions?
Well,
and put it
we
there?
would have to do it on the
On that front
website.
page.
That if you don't have computer, well. of course
If you
they're on
would-
If they're looking at the website, you gotta.
Could we just say, if you request a paper copy, you can come to City Hall and get it,
We can do that, yes.
and then we could just have,
We could have a similar to what we were doing now,
yeah,
but maybe some modification depending on what it is.
I mean, the responsibility is on them,
City
so,
Hall.
But they
but
need
the
to-
opportunity is, yeah.
They need to know, we're
Sure, of
working
course.
on it.
I think it's probably, just as we were talking, I mean, it's good to have it on the website, but if you don't have a computer, you're not on the website. So we also need to get that information out when we're advertising, that go here, but if you can't go here, come and get it at the City Hall.
Yeah, and they may have a disability that precludes them from seeing to do it online, so. Okay.
Good catch. We can do that. Any other questions?
I think this is great. Thank you for your work on this.
Awesome.
Now, we're going to try to get it live as soon as we can. We'll have to make sure that at least for these two, we got all the information that we need to do. Whether we can do that by Wednesday or not, I don't know, because that would be when it should go live, but we're gonna try. If we can't, we'll get it live as soon as we can, but we'll leave the old one in place until we can get this one live. Right now, this is not a live, we're on a test system, so we have to send everything over to the live system and then actually test it out. Then we have to make sure before we go live that we have all the questions asked and for at least these two boards right now.
Tuesday night, if you have, be a little further along as far as being able.
We'll let you know where we are.
Okay.
Anything else, Kristen, that I need?
No, sir.
I just gonna mention too, on the incumbency and length of terms and all that, we do also report that at the beginning of the month, to the council, just all the incumbents that are up for reappointment or not, how long they've been, I mean, everything like that.
Thank you.
Yes, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Happy Friday.
Kevin's handing out, committee of the whole agenda. So we have the Lee County Stay and Neuter Program presentation by Commissioner Ham. And I understand that Roger Rendelman, who's the county administrator, he's going to be there as well. I don't know what, I have not received any information from them, so
So we don't know what they present.
I don't know what to present.
And are we, then, is there a request on this agenda or?
It is not.
No. No, it wouldn't be until after they present, you all decide what you want to do.
Okay.
Timing wise, everything good on that too?
Pardon me?
Timing wise, we're okay on all that, right?
Yes, yeah, and they're the ones who said timing wise, we're fine.
Okay.
So, and we've been asking for a while. Tommy's not here, so we have the Rosa Parks Day holiday, that's Tommy's thing that he wanted to discuss.
So the staff has provided some information, just to give y'all an update, they provided some information for Tommy on that. Tommy's gonna just talk to us about that. So Tommy asked us to look into it. There's, anyway, I don't want to steal his thunder, we'll talk about it on Tuesday night. But Tommy asked for us to evaluate Rosa Parks holiday or having a day in her honor. So that's what this is about.
We do have two Board of Zoning Adjustment appointments to make on committee of the whole. We've only received an application so far from Clint Wilson. Both of them are eligible for reappointment, even under your new guidelines. My understanding was that John Huff was traveling, but that he did want to be reappointed, but he has not applied yet.
Well, we really need him to turn the application in, right?
Pardon me?
We need him to turn the application in.
Right. So.
If anybody here knows Mr. Huff, we can remind him of that, it'd be helpful.
Although you can't vote on it, so.
Okay, under the regular agenda, we have This is the first meeting, so we have some Employee of the Month and some service awards, Employee Achievement Award, and a recommendation for a group that did some cemetery fundraising. Mayor also has a board appointment that's strictly an appointment by the mayor. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Sure, it's the Housing Authority, and I received a letter from Sharon Talbert asking me to reappoint Robert Smith to this. What's the makeup of the Housing Authority? As far as the 5 people on that board? I think it's.
Yeah.
We'll provide the letter, will go out in your packets today, is that correct?
Yes.
The letter from Sharon. You got any? Yeah, here's the letter right here. I don't know what's at it. Anyway, after you read the letter, if you got any questions on that, let me know.
And then we are announcing, and this, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the announcement of the Board of Education. So this is kind of, we're announcing at this meeting because of the new procedures basically require time for interviews and everything else if those are adopted. So we have to announce it now, which means that this would then be, the appointment would be made on the March 5th meeting. Now, that appointment on that March 5th meeting would have to be announced again, because this appointment is only to fill the unexpired term. That term expires in May. And so you have to announce it again in March. So here's my question. Would it be better to just do one appointment for May instead of doing 2 in consecutive, if the school board can be without a person for that long?
I had a discussion with Superintendent Delano about this. She was certainly comfortable doing without a person for 1 month. We did not have a conversation about doing without a 5th member for whatever, is that 4 months?
It would be a while.
Yeah, February, March, April, May.
But with the way that, if adopted, with the way that you set up the boards and commissions for the school board, with the interviews, we have to give ourselves 2 months. So it's 2 months for the first one, which means in March, on that same meeting that you were announcing the person that will be taking over for Tracy, we have to announce the vacancy again, so that 2 months later we can appoint that person permanently for the full term.
Well, I'll just make
I
a
mean, we
comment
can do it.
individually. I mean, my hope would have been that we would appoint somebody to take Ms. West's place that would also, be up for appointment in May for a full term. That would be one and the same person. That would be the world I would like to work under, if we could do that. We certainly have other options if we need to look at other options. We could appoint somebody just to fill Tracy's term and then start over with a new person for May.
Do we have the right to void her term and start a new term effective May? I mean, March? No?
You have to, by law, you have to appoint in April, and it takes effect June 1st.
Okay,
That's in the code.
okay.
So we'll just move forward with it as we have planned, and it'll just be a double appointment. There'll be one, and then we'll do it again.
Okay.
Because we keep with it.
So in your procedures, you've got the interview process and everything, so at least on a theoretical level, you can probably waive your procedures.
We can suspend our procedures
For the second.
If the idea was you're appointing somebody to fill the unexpired term and the next term.
if the council was in agreement
Right.
to do that.
Yeah.
And it would take a motion to do that by the council.
Well, it's your procedures, so,
Yeah.
It'd be beneficial if you did have some kind of motion made to waive that procedure.
Okay.
When is that motion presented to the mayor?
It would be at the time
We could do it
at the time of the announcement.
Of the announcement for the full term.
For the full term.
Okay.
So that would be on the March 5th,
Yes, that's right.
March 5th meeting. when we announce it again for the June present, or the May seating, was you would make a motion not to go through the interview process.
You just cross that bridge when you get to it.
All right, so let me summarize, because I'm kind of a compartmentalized type of person. So Tuesday night, we're gonna make an announcement that we have a vacancy for the Board of Education.
That will be filled on March
And
fifth.
that will be filled on March fifth. And then the
partial
second
fill.
meeting in March, we'll make an announcement.
No, on March fifth.
On March fifth, we'll make an announcement that will be filling a vacancy that will be on June first.
On June first, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that'll be, yeah, seated.
And then at that time, we will make some kind of motion to.
If appropriate.
If appropriate,
If appropriate.
yes, we could make some kind of motion to not proceed with our procedures for that particular one. That's my words, that's very clumsy. Was everybody, were y'all tracking with me on that?
So to fill the immediate vacancy, we would just fill it under basically your procedures or
No,
No, you're gonna,
we're gonna do an interview process.
We're gonna do this.
to fill the remainder of the unexpired term.
Yes.
So we're gonna interview these folks twice.
No,
No.
we're gonna suspend our procedures for the second announcement for the full term.
If the council,
If the council wants to do that, my comment was that I'm working under the assumption that whoever we appoint to fill this term is also gonna be a permanent solution for us. We'll want to stay on the school board for a full term.
now the other option would be for us to appoint someone under the old procedures for the partial, and that perceivably would be someone who's previously served on the Board of Education, knowing that they're only gonna be there for,
Board meeting.
2 months.
yeah, two months.
February, March,
Or
April.
another alternative is that you continue to confer with Dr. Delano, so they can go reduce number of members for 2 months.
Well, it'll be February, March, April, May.
It'll be the June first, yeah.
It'll be 4 months. Yeah, I don't think she's comfortable. My sense is she's not comfortable with that. I would need to reaffirm that, Kelly.
And when I thought about it,
Yeah.
when I thought about it, because they will be ending school at that important time
Yeah.
for the board.
What would old procedures look like for, if we were in these old procedures?
well,
Applications
you would
and,
We'd make an
announce
announcement.
now and appoint it at the first meeting next month.
We receive applications, I would say they'd go to Beth would collect them, we'd create a discussion around that and make a nomination.
but ideally those would be applicants of individuals who's already served on the Board of Education in the past, because they know they've been trained, they understand what's going on.
I don't see the connection.
Do what?
I don't see the connection between folks that have served before.
Well, they've already been trained. Board of Education has to go through a pretty extensive training process. So if they know that they're only gonna be on the board to support for
Meetings,
4 months, and they have no desire to serve past that, but they've already been trained, they already understand the procedures, and they know, how they operate, then that person is just a place card holder so that they have a full board versus going through, but I mean,
Yeah, I just don't want, I follow you, that makes sense. I don't wanna look like we're limiting the candidate pool for the interim position. And then, whoever has the interim position has a leg up for the actual interview process for the next full term appointment. So I don't know how we, I was not unaware of the training aspect of it.
Yeah, I think there's a significant, my sense is there's a significant learning curve to being on board of education. We would not want to put somebody in there just to serve 4 months and then they would be done. You want somebody, I think in a best case scenario, to honor all those teachers and staff and kids in our school system, we want to put an experienced person over there for 4 months as a minimum. That would be the best case scenario, if that's the road we want to take. I still think, I'm working on the assumption that we might miss a month, but we're gonna have somebody ready for March that's gonna be willing to serve a full term starting in June.
so
So if that person that you put in there to fill that position for those 4 months, they cannot reapply for the full term? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Okay.
I'm not saying that.
But can they? But can they?
Yes, they could.
Okay.
I think Ron is saying just the opposite. He would like the person that's in there for 4 months to be the nominee for the long term. Right?
Then I suggest we go forward with our interview process, do that, be ready to present a
Right.
candidate on March fifth, and if this council is in agreement, at the time of March fifth, to suspend our rules for the appointment in May, for June 1, then that's the way we go. And if the council's not in agreement, then we go through the process again.
Or we'll time the announcement such that we'll have the ability to go through the process again.
Okay, anything else on that?
Is everybody clear on that? Everybody good? Okay. Good.
So on the consent agenda, we have the minutes, we have an expansion of one of our industries. They're adding $9.5 million in investment and 17 new jobs. And we're just modifying their current agreement with us just to add these additional investments as opposed to doing a new agreement. So this is just a modification of an existing agreement. You'll see that in the packet. The roundabout agreement, the Alabama Department of Transportation, that's C1. That's it's a big, long document that we have to sign that basically says all the stuff that we're going to do so that they can build the roundabout. It's nothing really, I mean, this is the same document we've been signing since 2016, I think. There is a typo in it. It says that we will discriminate, and I think it's supposed to be that we will not discriminate. So we've changed that, say that we will not discriminate. We've contacted ALDOT to tell them that we're changing that, but they haven't responded yet. Then we have the design services for the Blue Way Greenway. This is to finish that design, the barge design solutions, and the amount for that. The C.H. Morgan Water Control Facility. This is, overall, it's about a $4 million project. This is the, I think there's a filter. This will be in your packet. It's $395,000 for installation of some equipment.
Well, yeah, this is actually design work. This is gonna be some very significant upgrades at the sewer plant. I think the total cost on those improvements is in the $4 to $5 million range. So it's a complete upgrade at the facility. But this is strictly for the design.
And this part is budgeted, comes out of the capital that we have budgeted for that. Then we have a contract for our network hardware support. And then we have, for lack of a better term, like Jaws of Life that we're purchasing. It's from the North American Fire Equipment. This is extricate. I can't say it. The extrication.
There you go. Bob can say it.
And then it's right of way on Hamilton Road, and then the board appointments that you talked about on the whole. And that's the consent agenda. Under the ordinances, we have this is time for the severe weather tax holiday. You have to agree to that. It's a state thing, but you have to agree to it if you're going to allow Auburn residents to participate. And we have conditional use approval for the what was tabled from last meeting, the Coradino property. And then finally, the resolution for the boards and commissions appointment procedures.
Has anything changed in the Cordino property since what they presented to the planning commission?
Nothing that we've heard.
Just to remind, the planning commission recommended denial.
6 to 2 of them.
The staff recommended
denial. Oh,
No, no, no.
approval, staff recommended
Yes.
approval, planning commission recommended denial.
Now, I noted on the agenda for public hearing, conducted a public hearing last month, I think we indicated we wanted to open that again.
Any other questions?
I have a procedural question. I'd like to present a motion to dissolve the task force. How do we go about doing that? That way Beth and I can actually talk to one another.
Well, yeah, I mean, procedurally, I don't think you need to do that. It's a mayor's task force, and there was not a resolution or anything creating that. So once the mayor says it's dissolved, done, completed your task. I don't think you have to do anything formally.
All right.
Maybe he can announce it
Oh,
Tuesday at the meeting.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
You want that on the agenda?
I got it.
You could announce it, get the announcement.
And I have another
Thanks,
question.
Kelly.
If I want to amend an existing ordinance that's already in place, Robert's rule says you have to have 3/4 to amend or half to amend if you have a previous announcement of an upcoming discussion. How do I go about doing something like that? How do I get a motion?
Can you give me a little more info on?
I'd rather not right now. But,
Well, if you want, if it's an existing city ordinance that
Existing
you want
ordinance.
an amendment to,
Yes.
well, according to the procedures that you all adopted at your organizational
Okay.
meeting, you would have to bring that up, at the committee of the whole, get the okay from the council to put it on a future agenda for discussion. And then I guess if y'all agree that you want to amend the ordinance, we will draft it. Put it on the agenda. That's laid out in the procedures from the first meeting.
Anything else? All right.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.